Okay, so I see that we have exceeded the time limit again.
Yeah.
Yep. And the rest of the settings remain the same, just that we have a new tab added as scheduler, wherein again, like the timer event, you can specify how many times it should poll the file. So it is the polling mechanism, and you can schedule it like daily at every 1 minute or every 10 seconds. Usually we have NPI. So daily every 10 seconds should be fine. Usually this is the thing that we keep. So any questions on this?
I just see that a couple of other functionalities are missing here. There's another one called file modification check, which you get in a standard file adapter. I don't know whether that's available here. Can you just scroll down under the processing?
Okay.
File modification check. Like if you're trying to pick up a file from the sender channel and this file is still active or is still open or still being used by another process.
This is the one that we have. Read lock strategy is the one.
Okay, select content change.
Yep.
Oh, read lock strategy. Okay. I think we'll do further checks on our own. You've covered a very important aspect, so we'll take it further from there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure.
Thanks so much, Aditya.
Sure, Bakal. So that I think covers almost all the topics, apart from a few of the adapters that might be missing. But whatever topics we had, I think we have covered all of them. Trace configuration is not available, and we'll have to raise a ticket for it. And again, since as you saw that the tenant performance is already low, so I wouldn't recommend switching on the trace on this tenant, because the trace would add on to the slowness of the tenant. So it might become unstable or non-responsive at times and tend to restart on its own. So that is why we usually do not have trace functionalities enabled. Then what else do we have? Externalized parameter has been done. Manual and extraction, both of them we have checked. Manually we entered the value and we extracted it into a property, and we used that property into our iFlow. So you can have dynamic email IDs, you can have dynamic file names, as we discussed.
Authentication setup. Have we covered that?
Yes, authentication, basic and certificate, like we discussed on the sender channels.
Okay.
So the sender system, I'm sorry. You need to click on the sender system. It gives you two options. For certificate, I mean, we have the basic certificate setup, like you do it in any of the other scenarios. You just upload the certificate over here, and the client, whichever is trying to access the application, they need to have the certificate handshake enabled at their end as well.
Okay.
So they need to use that certificate while calling the web service, so that the certificate is authenticated against. We usually use this kind of a connectivity when we are trying to connect to HANA Cloud Connector. And also for SuccessFactors, now that this is an SAP product, they have almost all the certificates installed. So whenever we are trying to give a call to SuccessFactors system also, that also checks the basic certificates which are available on their website under the lock link that you see.
Okay.
So
I think for me, if you don't mind, I would still want you to just show one or two things about this the HANA Cloud Connector. Okay, we just want to see the usage. I mean, not today now, maybe tomorrow or before we round up the training. Let's just have a feel of what it looks like in terms of the configuration, setup, the details, and the usage scenarios.
Yes, because so actually HANA Cloud Connector is one of the installation packages that we need to install in one of the on-premise
systems
servers. And the configuration, I can send across a document to you,
Okay.
which
Okay.
is used. It lists out the basic steps in HANA Cloud Connector configuration on how you can connect it with your HCI tenant. So that one I can definitely supply, but I'm not sure whether we would be able to configure it in this test training scenario.
Okay, that's fine. I think it's.
And just correct me if I'm wrong. I think in the landscape we already have a HANA Cloud Connector installed. Deepika, would you know about that?
I don't think for this client it was there, Aditya. This client I don't remember. I guess for the other one they tried.
Okay. Yeah, then there may be some other client.
Some
But
other client.
because Sudhir sent me one of the documents which he referred to, and that was the same document I referred when we had a few of the questions on HANA Cloud Connector in our project. But it was already set up by the basis teams by the client itself.
Oh.
So we didn't get a chance to configure it manually from our end, but yeah, it lists down all the steps that you would require to set up the HANA Cloud Connector connectivity.
To be very basic, the PI team is very has.
Deepika, you're breaking up.
Hello, Deepika. Hello, Deepika.
At least couple of functions.
No, we lost you, Deepika. I think it was due to Hurricane Matthew affecting connection.
Functions, if you could explain the majorly used ones. Yeah, I think base, string, and all those functions. So they just want at least a one or.
Yeah, Deepika, I'm sorry, I lost your voice in between. Actually,
We lost you, Deepika. Can you please repeat it again?
Okay. Aditya, what I was saying is, the PI team is had a good experience in the functions used in message mapping. But when compared to the Delbumi team, don't have much access to the functions. They are very small, but they would like you to explain at least a couple of functions in your next session, not today, tomorrow or the after. At least the one function or two, whichever is widely used.
You need to convert to SAP PI PO. Typical. Leave
No,
booming.
because the Delbu.
Booming is not booming. Not booming again.
Bakau. The current team, the Delbumi team, they don't have much.
Okay, that's just in a lighter note. Okay.
Yeah, they didn't get a chance to have that much of this thing. So.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe Ramesh or Srikanth can tell, if there's something specific, are they looking at, or Praveen, any one of you in the call, if you can tell out, Aditya, what exactly you'll need.
Yeah, or you can just shoot out an email today so that we can cover it tomorrow or the day after.
Yeah. Ramesh?
Okay, Agni. I will send a mail to Aditya.
Right. Okay, so have we covered everything? Like, Aditya, are we okay for today, or?
Well, I would say that we are okay with the whole training itself. I mean, I don't have anything left to explain as such, because even the mapping functions I touched base. But yeah, what Deepika is asking, I believe, is to how to create a basic mapping function which we can utilize in mappings. So the how-to guide, I can definitely explain it. That shouldn't be an issue. But yeah, the message mapping part also has been covered. And in the yesterday's iFlow description, we had covered the creation of UDFs as well. So
right,
that one has done.
Okay, so
But I can definitely cover it again for you. That should be fine. I don't have any issue with that.
Okay. So
yeah, from my end, actually, I don't have anything else left. I think I covered a few of the additional scenarios on how to upload to web UI, then how to download from the tenant. Those are the two cases that we have. Importing content from, I'm sorry, importing content from SAP PI we cannot do because we need to have SAP PI in our landscape, and
Right.
then to set up the connectivity from HCI to HCC and then to SAP PI to be able to import from the on-premise landscape. But again, I mean, very rarely have I seen that anybody would like to import any of the content from SAP PI, because all the functionalities that we have in PI is available over here as well. And any of the standard contents which might be provided by SAP, if you wish to replicate the functionality, then usually we manually copy and paste the XSDs from there. The only thing is that the message mappings, we do not have a way to convert it manually. So that is the only one thing which the importing content from SAP PI helps us with. Apart from that, nothing unique in this. I mean, we don't have any big impact in case if this functionality doesn't work in any of the scenarios as such. Like for us, it did happen that the Ariba integration team, they wanted to have one of the mappings uploaded into HCI for their testing purposes, and they did try it, but it didn't work somehow because of the connectivity failures between the HCC and the SAP PI system. So that is when they just left it and they manually imported the XSDs and redid the mapping in the HCI server.
Mm-hmm.
And EC payroll and ERP server, these two things, again, we need something in the landscape. But as I mentioned in the use cases for cost centers, we need to have web services kind of communication between these two systems. So, or otherwise you can connect through HCC. So as I mentioned that you point out the URL to HANA Cloud Connector that routes it to the correct destination system based on the settings that you have maintained over there. So it is as good as a routing, SAP router kind of a thing in your landscape, the HCC.
Okay. So anybody in the forum has any questions, inputs to Aditya?
Yeah. So tomorrow we can look into how to create a basic UDF from scratch. That is one thing that I would like to cover. Then anything else apart from that?
Yeah, anything else, like anybody from the forum can come up with their their queries, and then we can
Maybe
pick
I
it
can
up.
just check what are the different.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we can conclude this session here. What do you say, Aditya? We are good to conclude this session here?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Okay, great. Then thank you so much, Aditya, for your time. And guys, thank you. We meet tomorrow at 11.
Yeah, thank you so much, Aditya. You have a great evening. Bye, everybody.
Thanks, and Agni,
Thank you, Aditya.
tomorrow also we have the meeting at the same time?
Same time, yes. We are meeting at 9:30 India time, 9:30 p.m., which is 11 o'clock Central time and 12 noon Eastern time.
Okay. So anyway, is there a possibility that maybe we can have a session maybe for an hour tomorrow? Because actually I have my nephew visiting and he has his flight.
Sure. No, see, the thing is, this session is unlimited. There's no restriction of hours in this session. It's unlimited. We can have it for 10 minutes. We can have it for 10 hours.
Thanks a lot, Agni. So
it is all on you. Yeah, it's all on you and how we, how we conduct it. So yeah, we'll have it for an hour tomorrow. Yeah. Okay. No problem.
Yeah, I can take it for an hour because I'll be leaving for the airport by 7:30 my time. So I'll reach there possibly by 9. And 9:30, I can always take the call. So because the laptop also lasts for almost 2.5 hours.
Sure.
So I can take 1 hour worth of session, and by 10:30, I can leave from the airport and I can get back home.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Done. So
because even I don't want to break the flow.
correct.
The concepts are fresh in mind, so you can have other queries. Otherwise, we may end up breaking the flow.
That's right. That's right. Okay. Yeah. So we'll do that tomorrow, and so we have the session now. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much, Aditya. We meet tomorrow.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Aditya.
Bye, Raj.
Bye.
Thank you very much.